Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Oregon Panthers Boys Hockey. My name is Zach Seeloff, and I'm joined in the booth, as always, by my partner, Dan Graychuk. Dan, great to be here with you for our last game of the season.
Yeah, the season has gone so fast. We missed a couple games here and there, but it's been an exciting and fun season.
It sure has. It's been a joy to watch these kids play, as it always is. This year has been no exception. They've played very well. They are sitting right now in a tie for second in the Badger South. Unfortunately, the Badger South title not in range, but they've got a big conference game tonight against the Stoughton Vikings. It'll be the last we cover tonight. They've got a couple more games yet. They've got one tomorrow against Monroe, and then they've got one on the 8th against Viroqua. That will close out the regular season. Let's talk about this game tonight. Panthers taking on the Stoughton Vikings, in-conference opponent. The Vikings 6-14-0 for the season, 4-6-0 in the Badger South. They've had trouble with the top-tier teams, just like Oregon has, but they've also had trouble with some of the middle-tier teams that Oregon has largely taken care of. As we look at Oregon, 3 goals per game, they're giving up 3.76. Stoughton, 3.15 per game, but they're giving up 4.7, and that 1 goal difference really is the difference between these two teams.
It really is, and there's a big change in Stoughton this year in goaltending. They haven't been as solid there. They're not able to find the back of the net as much as they'd like to, but this is still a team that you don't want to sell short because they do have a lot of power.
Yeah, and as I look at Oregon here, one of the things I've been really impressed with is Oregon's lack of penalties this season. They're averaging 9.23 penalty minutes per game, and that's up a little bit because they had one game against Sun Prairie in that Sun Prairie tournament where they ended up taking quite a few. Sun Prairie did as well. It just seems like that game was kind of one of those games that got away from both teams. But still, 9.23 penalty minutes per game in the high school game, very respectable. Just a little bit under 5 penalties per game. Panthers have done a good job staying out of the box. However, they have been burned on the power play a lot, and especially by those upper tier teams that we talked about, Edgewood, Middleton, etc., made them pay on the power play. What should Oregon do tonight in terms of penalty killing? We know you want to stay out of the box, that's obvious, but when you do end up in there, what do you want to see them do on the PK side of things?
Well, again, when it comes to a penalty kill, your goaltender's got to be your best penalty killer without a question. But you want to look for your penalty kill unit out there to be making sure the puck stays to the outside of the zone. Let them pass it around. Don't let them collapse in too deep. Get those shots looking for rebounds and get good, quick clears. It's much more important to go ahead and ice the puck during that penalty kill than it is to try and generate a scoring chance. And I think we saw, especially in the game against West, there were a couple times where it looked like they were trying to push a little offensively on those penalty kills, and that's something they really want to avoid doing.
And then looking at the playoff picture, so the playoff seeding was taken care of on Sunday. Those are set. The Panthers will play McFarland. McFarland winning the number 8 seed, Oregon getting the number 9 seed, so that game will be at McFarland, and that's coming up this Tuesday, February the 12th at 7 p.m. Panthers defeated McFarland here at the Oregon Community Ice Arena in the first game we covered this season, 6-4, a really great game. They then went to McFarland and lost 4-1, so they've split the series with them. That's an interesting game coming up.
It really is. It's going to be a hard-fought game, but the one thing I can say about the Panthers, especially this year, is they're a team of character. They really play or are trying to find a solid system to play in. And I think that second game against McFarland, they got a little bit off of that. So I think we're going to see a much stricter run game in that first round of the playoffs.
And then let's cast into the future even further. Just talk about things a little bit. The winner of that game will go on to play the number 1 seed in their sectional, which is Verona. We talked about it off the air before we got started today. The Big 8 is absolutely stacked this year in hockey. Middleton, Madison West, Verona, Sun Prairie, Wanakee, all fantastic teams. Whoever comes out of that game, whether it's Oregon or McFarland, they're going to have their hands full with the Wildcats.
They really will. Verona is a team that is a contender every year at state. I mean, they are a team that other northern Wisconsin teams definitely look out for. There's just so much talent. They've got their youth hockey program in Verona has really grown over the past 10 to 15 years just because of the population boom in Verona. Because of that, you end up with an immensely talented pool. That all being said, Oregon has hung in with Edgewood. They made the West game interesting. It really kind of got away from them when they started getting into penalty trouble. And again, one guy scored almost all their goals. So they're able to contend with these bigger teams. And even in the Sun Prairie loss, they lost 5-2, which again seems a little bit lopsided, but Sun Prairie's got the power to really run up a score. So even if they get to that point playing a team like Verona's got to take them serious, but they would be the underdog.
I think that's absolutely true. And then last future casting bit, you and I have been covering the team for 3 years now. We certainly plan to be back next year. First year we covered it, Lucas Tefty, undoubted leader on this team, but he was a senior, he left, followed up by Tyler Damon and Carson Timberlake, two very talented players who stepped into the leadership role. And then this season, Zach Roscos leading the team. Who do you see next year fulfilling that role? Because they've always found somebody, but as you look up and down this roster, who do you think it's going to be next year with that C on his chest?
That is such a tough one to go with as far as who's going to get the C, because there are so many people who are honestly able to do that. I'd look at Franken to beat Romer. I think that's the youth there, and their composure on the ice is always been solid. And correct me if I'm wrong, but they really haven't spent a lot of time in the sin bin.
No, Adam Franken in particular, I know we've seen a few from him, but definitely not. Romer has not had as much ice time, but I can't recall him having taken a penalty. And this whole season, it's been down for everybody.
Yeah, so those are the two that I would probably look to just off the top of my head. But there's an awful lot of talent on the roster that's going to be coming back next year, and we don't know who else is going to come up. We had talked about Hogan Schultz, who wasn't here last year. They brought him in for a senior year. There may be a couple others that are playing JV right now that they may pull in that'll make a big impact right away.
It'll be great to see, but we're not done with this season yet. It's Panthers-Vikings, a Badger South Conference battle, a rivalry battle every time these two teams get together. Stay tuned for Panthers boys hockey on OCA Media.
Number 16,
just about to get started here. Both of these teams stand on 4-game losing streaks. The Panthers fall into some of the best teams in the state: Madison Edgewood, Madison West, Sun Prairie, and Wanakee. Stoughton facing some tough opponents as well: Sauk Prairie, Monona Grove, Edgewood, and McFarland. McFarland, we know, is who Oregon will be playing as we start off the playoffs next week. In this game, first shift, we've got an unusual line here. Roscoe's listed as a defender, teaming up with Gabe Chilgen. And then on the forward line, Jake Fountain, Drew Reynolds, joined by Ben Wheatholtz. So Coach Clemens shifting things up a bit, getting a different look here.
Yeah, and I think that's a really smart move going into this game, is to maybe see who's gelling a little bit, have some options available when you do go into the playoffs for state. And again, it'll be an interesting mix to see what happens, and it'll be interesting to see if Roscoe is more of a floating defensive player, almost like what we used to see from Fedorov back when we were young.
Back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. So 17 minutes per period here in the high school game. As you look at the man in the dot there, that is Dave Parter, friend of ours, the linesman for today's game. And we are ready to start. Jake Fountain will be the center for the Panthers. He'll take on Zane Zykert of the Stoughton Vikings. We are underway. The initial draw won by the Vikings. As we get started in the first period, puck nearly lost to Jake Fountain, put some nice pressure on, and now their Panthers able to grab it back again and send it to the near wall, take the first offensive possession. Wheatholtz fires it down into the corner. Cross ice pass from the Vikings, a nice little one-touch out of the zone. Chilgen will gather it up for Oregon with 16:42 to play. A little push coming from Dustin Welke. He drags it around behind the Oregon cage as it's fired along the far side wall. Panthers flick over the top, and it's held in by the Stoughton. Jack Sanford putting a backhand on and putting it on the near side wall this time. Wheatholtz there, drops it back to Zach Roscos with 16:25 to go. Fountain challenged at the blue line, loses the puck. Welke again with it, but Drew Reynolds able to turn around. His pass picked off. It does come out of the zone, and so the Vikings will have to check up. A little disorganized here on the first shift.
Doesn't surprise me given that lineup, so it's a little bit different of a look, and they were being really conservative on the defensive side.
Whistle of a pass from Ben Wheatholtz. Tried to hit a crossing Drew Reynolds, couldn't do it, but was able to angle it so that no icing. Vikings carry it in through center ice. It's Brady Lavacek getting tied up at the blue line, but able to carry it in. Top of the near circle, pushed off it by Zach Roscos. Nice physical play as they move it across to Adam Franken, and along that time to Nick Bryant. Into the corner of the zone, Bryant loses the edge, through the legs of Adam Franken. And with 15:40 to play, the Vikings tap it along. Out of the reach of Lavacek, but now he drags it at the near side dot. Drags around in front and poke clear by Hogan Schultz. We talked about him at the top of the broadcast. First year on varsity, but a senior player, and he shows it there. Good stick handling work. 15:26 to go in this scoreless first period as Franken comes across and enters the zone at the high slot. Turns around and gets a pass over into the corner for Roscos. Working his way down, now to the near side dot. Feet across and a shot and a save. Franken on the one-timer. Back to Roscos again. And Franken in the corner. Wind and a swing and a miss from Hogan Schultz. Tried a one-timer on a sliding puck and couldn't make it work with it, even 15 to play.
And that was almost over a 2-minute shift for Roscos.
Long shift for Zach Roscos. He does clear the ice eventually. And the Panthers continue on with 14:54 on the clock in this first period. Colton Ayers battling here on the near side wall, poking it along in front of the penalty benches. And now here's Laszlo Oros, flicks it in the center. Tap to Ayers from Franken. Face-off dot, shot, and a save, shot, and a score. Got through the pads. And it was sitting in the crease, and Laszlo knocked it home. It's 1-0 Panthers with just 14:41 showing on the clock.
And that's one Helen Brand's going to want back after that big save he made about a minute and a half ago on a really nice setup. He got down, just squeezed through kind of when Tweeter's on him, barely sitting in the paint, and Rose was able to bury it. So that puts it up to 1-0 Oregon really early in this period.
Great job from Oregon. Just take those shots and good things happen. A rifle of a shot from Strassman bangs off the bottom of the glove of Hellenbrand and stays out of the back of the net. 14.5 minutes to go. Feed through center, goes past the crease. Harmlessly into the corner. Panthers there. Ayers takes a shoulder in the side for his trouble. Rush at the point, though, able to hang on to that puck. Good play with the skate. Not quite able to get his stick on it. Strassman comes in as we get physical here. Now Rush gathers it, tries a shot, not able to do it. And Zane Zykert looking to carry it out. Rush, though, sticks with it all the way to the opposite point and whistles it along on the near side boards. Strassman coming in. He and McCormick will have a chance for this one. McCormick tries to tap it back to him. It's up to the point, though, and Parker Schmidt of Oregon holds that one in. Strassman again, working his way towards the slot. Vikings take it away there. Nice cruise through center, this time by Jack Sanford, and he comes up the right wing side as the puck poked off his tape, and that's going to be an offsides. Dave Parter, the aforementioned linesman, making the call with 13:44 to go. We'll get a neutral ice faceoff.
Yeah, they look a little disjointed, but again, it's because these line combinations are kind of all over the place from what we've seen almost this entire season.
These games, as we mentioned, the seating is all set, so great opportunity for Coach Clemens and his staff to get a look at some different groupings of players, see how they might potentially work together in a playoff scenario. Shiljan controls and moves it over to Peterson for Oregon in their own zone. Drop in the center, loose puck, and the shot does not come. It's broken up. Lavacek tried to get it in, couldn't do it. A whistle in, it bangs off the skate of Caden Peterson and towards the goal, but doesn't quite find its way there. Nice move by Shiljan into his own zone. He'll carry it forward. Gage Shiljan, a tap pass, and coming forward now is Jake Fountain into the far corner of the Viking zone. He pushes his man against the wall, gives the puck up to Reynolds. Behind the net, it's taken away that time by Tyler Peterson of the Vikings. Working it along, but poked to the point for the Panthers. Light shot comes in, and an easy stick save for Hellenbrand as Fountain works his way up again. Puck up the far wall with 13:02 to go. The Panthers up 1-0 in this game. Peterson from the point, that shot wide and comes to the near side. Gage Shiljan putting a charge on. This puck is flipped by him and down the ice, and striding after it is Jack Sundby of the Vikings. He will not get there in time, icing the call. We'll head back to the Viking zone for a face-off with 12:48 to play in the first.
It is good to see some of your players in different spots, but it is a little weird when you're seeing shots come in from the point and almost all of your forwards are on this side of the circles. No one in deep, nobody looking to block the eyes of the goaltender. They've got to get those forwards going in a little deeper.
Traditional forward line out there for the Panthers this time. Oros, Franken, and Roscos on the ice as the puck comes up to Hogan Schultz. High slot shot. What a shot block from Welke, and that hurt him. That got him on top of the shinny above the knee, and I think we might get a stoppage. Referee with the whistle in his mouth, and there it is. Dustin Welke took a heck of a shot off the knee, and you can hear him down on the ice.
I think that caught him right at the ankle, you know, right where the tongue of your skate, right where that, you could feel it.
Yeah, Dustin Welke over here, and getting escorted out as the trainer, Parker Schmidt, giving her a hand to come tend to the injured player, Dustin Welke. And Hogan Schultz wound up for a big shot, delivered a big shot. Give Welke a ton of credit. He went down to his knees to block that one. Unfortunately, it catches him in a weird way, and his night might be done here.
Yeah, that caught him in the tongue, and the kind of the two areas that I think of is on someone's, what we call a shinny, right below the knee, but above the shin itself, there's a little bit of padding that ends up being just a little bit exposed, and that puck can end up just catching you right there, and it really doesn't give you a lot of protection. Then on the other, kind of the other side down low is right where the laces tie on the top of the skate. There isn't always a lot of padding there either. You only have the skate to protect you, and some shots like that coming in, you know, as a former EMT, just how much trauma you can put on someone's ankle, and it hurts like nothing you would imagine, and it's difficult to deal with.
It sure does. The trainer asking for some of his fellow players to help him off the ice. He is up onto his feet now, and they're going to give him a hand off, getting a big hand from all the fans here at the Oregon Community Ice Arena. You hate to see that happen. Welke, a sophomore. Unfortunately for tonight, I think we probably will not see him back in here. Just a great play on his part. That's what you got to do as a defenseman, but you take that risk that it might catch you in an unprotected spot. It does do that there. Hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah, and we're going to be able to tell pretty quick if they take the skate off. We know he's probably he's done for the night. Maybe they take him in the locker room, get a little better of a look and see how he's feeling, but you could hear it up here and you feel for him.
After the injury timeout, face-off in neutral ice is won by the Panthers, but the Vikings quickly gather it up, trailing 1-0 with 12:24 to play. And here's Oros on a great pickoff and entry. Shot from the high slot is deflected into the safety netting, and we'll get another face-off.
And before that shot from Schultz came in, you could see a very distinct difference in that line. You had all three forwards down deep. They were looking for that kind of puck movement that has made this line so dangerous all season. And it is a fun line to watch.
Roscos out there, he's facing Breda Lavacek in the far side of the Viking zone. Lavacek wins the faceoff up towards the point. Schultz puts it down low. Dragged away by the Vikings once again, but knocked in by Schultz and carried in. Here's Roscos coming up on the near side. Franken, Roscoe, and Oros all down there. Oros comes up with it behind the net. He's got Franken in the slot, works his way to the wall instead. Now he's got Roscoe, fires it over to him, but a great breakup that time in the middle by Jack Sunby of Stoughton, and he brings it in on a 3-on-2. Sunby, a shot from the high slot, sticked right into the safety netting by Daly. His first action in net tonight goes out of play, and we'll get a face-off in the Panther zone.
And that's also the other thing you worry about, too. If you're generating a lot of offense and you don't get your goaltender to see some shots early, it leaves them a little bit cold, and we've seen that in games before where they just haven't seen much, and it makes it difficult for them to make the saves coming in.
Colton Ayers versus Brady Lavacek, near side of the Panther zone. Panthers win it. It's Matt Rush in his own corner. Stripped away, though, by Jared Bauer. Now in the center, Nick Bryan, a nice lead pass, and he finds Pat McCormick. Cross ice towards Strassman, able to drag it in with the skate, finds Ayers, low slot, backhand pass is broken up. He nearly found Nick Bryan on a killer pass into the slot. Rush, a shot and a deflection from Ayers, no good. Ayers the wraparound, fires it in, a stick save from Hellenbrand. Some quick action from the Panthers here. But the Vikings defense and a pickoff from McCormick, and now we've got a delayed penalty coming up against the Vikings. Heading to the bench is Colton Daly with 11:17 to play. The Vikings touch it up, however, and we will get a slashing call. Headed right to the penalty bench is the Vikings number 13, Brady Lavacek. 2 minutes for slashing. Panthers on the power play.
And before that penalty was drawn, it's that creativity of the forwards that are able to generate these chances. And again, just not giving up from the forwards to try and pick off a pass and almost get a nice, clean, free shot in, but you draw a penalty, and now you end up on a power play for the next 2 minutes.
And that is the case here. Panthers with a 2-minute power play, and it's Zach Roscoe that controls for the Panthers. Work it down to Oros in the slot, broken up, but Oros controls once again in the corner. 11 minutes even to play, minute 45 on the power play. Panthers up 1-0 in this first period. Feeds it off the post on a deflection and comes back to him. Oros still controlling. Franken, outer hash marks, cross ice to the point for Roscoe. Wide open, Gage Shiljan, and Roscoe's top of the circle finds Franken. Not able to settle it down, held and cleared by the Vikings' Jack Sanford. 10:40 to play in this period, 1:24 on the power play. Daly stops it up for Shiljan, who has some real pressure, but what a spin move to lose the trail. And Shiljan will get things moving here for the Panthers. Colton Daly at his own point. Cross ice to Roscoe again, left wing side, top of the circle. Gets around his man, low angle, shot and a glove save, second shot. No signal, we got a horn, but no signal. I think it's a goal, but I did not see a signal from the official.
Yeah, they're not signaling, but they're going in. And if I'm correct, I'm thinking it's Adam Franken.
I believe it was Franken who hammered it home, and the Lavacek has cleared the bench. So Adam Franken with a power play goal with 6 minutes and 39 seconds gone in the first period. 10:21 left on the clock. It's a power play goal for number 8, Adam Franken, and a 2-goal lead for the Panthers, 2-0 in this first period.
You know, it always seems too when the Panthers play with confidence, when they feel comfortable, they tend to do a little bit better in the passing game, moving around. They have more confidence and swagger, and you can see it in this game.
Panthers' fourth line out there now, feed it up to Peterson. High slot shot, deflects a number of times, but ends up wide right of the goal. Wiedholtz working on the corner, getting challenged physically by Tyler Peterson of the Vikings. Puck comes loose and ends up on the rear wall. Panthers feed it in front. It's not clear once again, and now dragging it forward is Zane Zeicher. Zeicher just rifles it in on that near side, takes a hard bounce off the boards, and will be gathered by Parker Schmidt ahead to Wiedholtz. Panthers in their own zone trying to carry this one out. Flipped to the near side by Stoughton with 9:40 to play. Peterson retreats and now finds Schmidt again. Cross to Mueller. And he goes long distance for Wiedholtz. Wiedholtz able to hold that one in, and here's Ben Wiedholtz working through the slot, trying to push it forward. Tangled up, still on his tape, but finally not clear. Panthers still battling, shot off the side of the cage. Ayers has got it, up to the point. Matt Rush, high slot, shot and a save from Hellenbrand.
Great save by Hellenbrand. You can see how far he is out of the crease. Very aggressive, able to track that puck really well, see it all the way in. And that's the kind of shot he wants to see. So even though it was a great shot with a lot of power, Hellenbrand was right where he needed to be. Good vision, good tracking of the puck.
9:18 to play in the first period. Panthers up 2-0. Rush, a similar shot, trapped down. What a job by Jack Sanford to stop that one from getting to the goal. Vikings try to clear, can't do it. Ayers puts it behind the net. Sanford there again for the Vikings. Moving it up that near side, picked off by Colton Ayers of Oregon. Goes down to his knees, but stays with the puck. It's still trapped on that wall as McCormick comes in to assist. Puck working its way further down. Now broken clear by the Vikings as they move it up the near side. Carried by Lavacek. Big hit in the middle, and Ayers comes up with it again. Pepsi sign from McCormick on the far side, whistles it back to the near edge. 8:45 to play in this first period. Panthers up 2-0. Flick it into the center. Can't quite be stopped by McCormick on the high pass, and Sanford looking to break it out. Picked off by Pat McCormick of Oregon. Top of the circle, a light shot, and Hellenbrand swallows it up for another stoppage.
I like the way Hellenbrand is in the crease. You can see he's tracking it really well. He's moving good side to side. And again, it seems like if you're not going to be able to either get a deflection or get a weird rebound, he's going to track and follow that puck. Good positioning from it.
Number one forward line out there for the Panthers. Caden Peterson and Nick Bryan are the defensemen. As we get a face-off in the far side of the Viking zone, Roscoe gets it. Low angle shot is gloved cleanly by Hellenbrand. A nice stop.
Yeah, he's definitely, watching him during warm-ups, his glove seemed to be something he felt really comfortable with, but it's also his positioning. He seems really solid on his angles, and that's why they're going for those weird shots coming in.
Roscoe speeds. Schoenthal tries to send two passes through. One is blocked by a player, one by the cage. Nick Bryan at the point, rifles one in and hits hard against Schoenthal. Doesn't get through. Oros gathers the puck. Franken at the faceoff dot, drags through. Low angle backhand and a save from Hellenbrand. We've seen Roscoe's twice in the dot push it through his opposing center and get after it. It's a good strategy.
It really is, but again, we're talking a lot about Hellenbrand in net, but it's because we've seen a lot of time down here. You saw the way he slowly worked his way back to stop that Franken shot coming in. And again, smart play.
Panthers center point Nick Bryan. Cross to Caden Peterson at the far side and trapped down. Backhand from from Oros is picked up, and a nice move through traffic by James Hansen. Left wing side, it's kicked along though by Nick Bryan, who takes it behind his own net. Bryan takes an enormous hit against the boards. Gets up quickly, but what a shot. That one is gloved down by Caden Peterson in the slot. Attempted backhand is no good, and now Bryan controls. Good to see him up after that hit. That was an enormous hit up against the boards, but now here comes Laszlo Oros as he works through. Oros, one man to beat, drags past him, low slot shot, and it is in the paraphernalia of Carter Hellenbrand, facing a one-on-none. He gets the stop. You can see Oros a bit in disbelief that he made that save. Carter Hellenbrand keeps it from being a 3-0 game.
And a lot of that, too, is as beautiful as it was, Oros going through, Hellenbrand didn't make the first move. He stood his ground. He just worked his way back slow and didn't really give a lot for Oros to shoot at, but that hit down before it the other way, that was a big hit.
Big hit. Panthers get a win on the faceoff, but Jake Fountain not quite able to get it to Shiljan, and we've got a hand up. I believe this is going to be a holding call against the Vikings. We'll get the call. Holding is that call. Gage Shiljan doing his best to work through. Got held pretty aggressively, though, and that's going to send the Vikings to the box. Panthers, no. The call is going to go against Gage Shiljan for holding. Okay. My goodness, I have to say, I was sure that was going against the Vikings.
No, I knew it was going against Oregon.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I just didn't know exactly who was going, and that they had to take that one, otherwise he was going in clean.
That one's on me then. It's a 2-minute power play for the Vikings, but the faceoff is not clear by the Panthers. A nice clear on that one to get things started here in the first period, the first power play opportunity for the Stoughton Vikings. Minute 48 on the power play, 7:14 to play in this first period. The Vikings trail 2-0, but they've got a power play chance here. Control at the outer hash marks, looking to work it down low. In the corner is Jack Sunby, knocked off his tape, but comes to the point for Parker Milbauer. Sunby again, flicks it along, and there's Ben Wiedholz. Wiedholz lofts it along and just guns it into Viking territory. He'll get a change. I think his teammates were hassling him a little bit on that one, wanted the pass. Sanford tries to carry it forward. It's knocked off his tape, and Sam Mueller is able to put it down in the Vikings territory. He will go for a change as well. Picking up there is Milbauer. Long cross-ice pass, and he's able to hit the home run, finds Sunby in the corner. He loses it, though, and here's Matt Strassman on a 2-on-2 entry. Strassman past one man. He's got Ayers with him. Knocked off the puck. They trade it along, and it ends up with Jack Sanford of the Vikings.
I don't think Ayers thought he was going to get through that player.
Oh, and there's Strassman. Strassman now with a chance. Far side face-off dot. Backhand shot and a great stick save from Carter Hellenbrand. Ayers puts that one back low and behind the net. We've got 45 seconds on the power play. 8:10 to go in this first period. Excuse me, 6:10. As the Vikings put it in, that might be an icing call. It is. Standing behind the red line was Brady Lavacek, and so we'll get a face-off in the Viking zone. 38 seconds on the power play, 6:05 in the period.
I think the Vikings really need to take a second here and almost take a breath on this penalty kill, or on this power play, I'm sorry, because even right now, they don't have enough players out on the ice. They're missing a player. They seem like they're just a little disjointed here. And this is a dangerous position to be in this late into the game when Oregon is dominating in the faceoff dots and with the passing.
Franken in the face-off dot. The puck ends up near the slot and is finally cleared out by Tyler Peterson. Up at the point, Oros gets a blade on it and hangs it in the zone. Cross ice to a wide open Franken. Hashmarks a shot off the pad save. It was a deflection, but getting the pad in the way was Carter Hellenbrand. Now with this one is Jack Sanford. Can't get through two Panther defenders, and the Panthers able to gun it out. No, in fact, it got Caden Peterson, I believe.
Joe Romer, I think.
Excuse me, Joe Romer, the 7, not 17. Got him on the hand as Parker Schmidt tried to clear it out, so we'll get the out-of-play face-off with 5:43 to go, 16 seconds left on the Viking power play.
Yeah, I don't know how Franken was that wide open. And it was a great save on a deflection that Hellenbrand had to make. So again, absolutely amazing goaltending from Stoughton.
Franken on the face-off, pushing this one forward, and here comes Adam Franken on the shorthanded opportunity. At the far side point, he finds Oros behind the defense. Oros and a save from Hellenbrand, got the pad out there. What a stop with 2 seconds on the power play. Both teams are full strength as Shiljan hits the ice from the penalty bench. Schoenthal pops one up high in the air, a nice glove down by Hansen, sends it into neutral ice with 5:19 to go in the period. Panthers up 2-0, and both teams are full strength. Pass across, finds Franken. He's coming in with Zach Roscoe, hits him in the high slot, drags around, a shot and a pad save, follow-up shot, and another pad save. Franken back to Roscoe. Roscoe, a low circle, a shot, finds Franken instead behind the net. Pushed up against the wall, still working with it, taking some physical battle. What a hit against Pat McCormick. Lavacek putting a shoulder in, but Franken the ultimate recipient of the puck. Behind the net for Zach Roscoe. Tries to get it to the point. That pass is broken up by a stepping in Tyler Peterson. Here's Pat McCormick into the crease and just past Roscoe's reach. Backhanding it out is James Hansen. He will happily take the ice there as the Panthers had been putting some real pressure on.
They really have that. The ice has been just totally tilted towards the Vikings, but Hellenbrand has made some remarkable saves.
4:28 to play in this first period. The Panthers still leading 2-0 as Colton Ayers heads behind his own net. Working to the far side, dragging past a couple of defenders. Lead pass for Strassman. He'll have to chase it into the Viking zone. Looking to get past his man. Nearly drags it out. It's controlled by Milbauer, but he's challenged by Ayers. Buck in the corner, banging around. Milbauer again, sends it towards the point. Ayers and Schultz there. Schultz backhands and finds Ayers a little further down the wall. Ayers, top of the circle, flicks one across. Working to Ayers again, and it's broken up and taken away by Jack Sunby of the Vikings. He tries to flip a pass clear, but Caden Peterson is there for Oregon. Vikings turn it around with 3:48 to play. Cross ice pass is broken up by Caden Peterson of Oregon and sent into the Viking zone once again. Backhanded to Parker Milbauer in his own defensive territory. Challenged and forced to give it away right away. And it's Strassman in center ice for Oregon, coming in with Reynolds and Fountain. Top of the near circle, Strassman back to the point for Fountain and then gunned around, rim to the far side. Peterson striding there towards the Zamboni door. Working on Hansen, the puck comes towards the point and is finally not clear. Coming forward is Jack Sanford. Sanford loses it and Schultz is able to tap one right ahead to Fountain. Reynolds calling for it. Fountain carries, stops and finds Reynolds again. In the slot, Reynolds still tracking that puck as it works to the corner. Behind the net for Romer, out of his reach, and the Vikings will control in their own territory. It's Shelley at the point, Rush trying to get it, won't be able to hold it in the zone. Panthers enter offsides, not quite back on was Romer. We'll get a neutralized faceoff with 2:58 to play in the first.
It's been amazing to watch just how well the Panthers have been able to move the puck through the neutral zone and then in the offensive zone. And they're getting some shots, they're getting some good movement in front of Hellenbrand. The Vikings really need to work on their passing through the neutral zone because that seems where they're having the most trouble.
On the faceoff, Fountain trying to control. Knocked off his tape and it comes to Rush at the center line. Fires it in, but held there by the Vikings. They move it across to Hansen. At the point, out of the reach of Jake Fountain for Oregon. Pressure coming from the Vikings. That's going to be an offsides. Not able to get back on that time was John Schoenthal. And we'll get another neutralized faceoff.
You know, we've talked about it before, how you, as a line or as a team, you feel like you're in quicksand, where you feel so much pressure that you just want to get that puck moved as quick as humanly possible, and you end up making little mistakes. And I think that's what's going on with the Vikings, because they are a better team than what they are playing right now.
First line forwards out there, Hogan, Schultz, and Caden Peterson are the defensemen. Face-off won cleanly by the Vikings, caught up in the skate, but they were able to hang on, move it across that time to Zane Zeicher. He dumps it in behind the Panthers' nest. Hogan Schultz will chase after it. Instead, it's picked up by James Hansen. Hansen sends it into the low slot, but they're not able to get a shot on. Pass across to Franken. Nice job to reach back and clear the zone. Following along is Oros, and Oros gets it to Franken. Back to Oros. Oros, wraparound shot. What a sprawling save from Carter Hellenbrand. And that bangs funny off the stanchion, comes out, gives a chance to Brady Lavacek. On the right wing side, gets past his man. Low angle, not able to get it. Tries the wraparound, nothing there as he loses an edge. Roscos now finds Oros. Oros, one-on-one. He's behind the defense. Low slot, and loses the puck. Just ran out of space. He gets a toe of the stick on it, but is not able to direct it towards the goal. Roscoe swings over the top, and that one's taken by Jared Bauer of the Vikings. His cross-ice pass hits Caden Peterson hard. That will be an offsides if they touch it. They wisely do not, and the Panthers regather. Minute 45 to play in the first period. Long pass from Hogan Schultz ends up with the Vikings. Now Pat McCormick, though, putting pressure on that. His hard off his shin guards. Strassman's got it, but he's got to let him get back on. A hit away from the puck by Jared Bauer. Got away with one there as Strassman comes through. Finds Ayers, who gets it across to McCormick. Coming in with Strassman. Center point as he works his way around. Top of the near circle. Takes a quick shot and a nice glove save from Carter Hellenbrand. Minute 22 to go in the first period. It's 2-0 Panthers.
Yeah, and big number 19 for Stoughton lost his stick when he kind of got it tied up there and just had to quick get back to try and join the play. But again, another great shot coming in, and Hellenbrand able to track that puck. Good angle, good positioning, and he swallowed it up in that big glove.
You called him big number 19, Brandon Hunsiak, 6'4", 290, by far the biggest man on the ice today. Gage Shiljan over to Parker Schmidt in neutral ice. Panthers control. Cross ice to Pat McCormick is too strong, and it ends up back behind the net for the Vikings. At the point, Shiljan there. Chops it down, trying to get it to Strassman. Ayers back to the point for Shiljan, and he'll control for the Panthers. Across to Parker Schmidt, down to McCormick. Schmidt at the far point to Shiljan near side. Tops a light one in, and it's sticked away and into the glass by Carter Hellenbrand. McCormick drops one back down and finds Strassman behind the net. Finds McCormick there in the slot, curled away, but center point Shiljan. And opposite point, wind and a drive, and fought off by the blocker of Carter Hellenbrand. Parker Schmidt picking a corner nicely there. Hellenbrand really had to work to get that save, and a nice move by Daly to hug the pipe and earn the icing.
Yeah, I gotta say, the save he made before that was, I think, the best save he's made all period. It was a deceiving shot coming in, and I think it was a Rose who was down deep, just kind of lifted his foot up a bit, which gave a different look to that puck. So very, very disciplined play from Hellenbrand. He's just really put on a clinic so far in this period.
32 seconds to play. The Panthers up 2-0. Carter Hellenbrand the reason it's not more, and that one deflects funny. He has to make another quick stick save. Sam Mueller trying to fight this one off. It comes out of the zone. It'll be taken by Matt Rush of the Panthers. Rush challenged and stripped by Zane Zykert. Zykert flips it into the center of the Panther zone. And now following is Lavacek. A quick shot and a quick save from Colton Daly. Didn't gather the rebound, but it bangs hard to the far side. Puck attempted to be lofted out by Rush, and boy, he delivers a hit up against the wall against Zykert, and now we get a whistle. And it may be Matt Rush headed to the box. Interference is the call, and so this will be another 2-minute power play for the Vikings. Only 3 seconds left in this period.
Yeah, and that save that Daly had to make, he was not ready for that shot coming in. I think if he could make that save again, he'd want to be a little bit further out. But it's shots like that can really be deceiving when you've only seen 1 or 2 shots in a game. So Daly's got to be a little bit more on point and moving around in his crease and not getting too used to being so quiet down there.
3 seconds left, face off in the Panther zone. Quick shot is blocked very nicely by Caden Peterson to end the period. And so at the end of 1, it's Panthers 2, Vikings 0. But when we come out, it'll be a minute 57 of a power play for Stoughton, started off the second period.
Yeah, and for the Vikings, they seem to be playing like they just didn't have enough time and space. Anytime they had the puck, there was somebody from Oregon right there, and that wasn't always the case. And then on the opposite side, the Panthers seemed like they had all day with the puck, but it was just good puck movement and seeing the ice. So I think this will be a good opportunity for the Vikings to take a breath, get a better feel coming out in the second period. And again, it's not a team that you think is just down and out at this point.
No, 2-0 as we go into the second. How do the Vikings change that up in the second period? If we had, advanced analytics here, that was almost all Oregon time of possession in the first. How do they come out and change the game in the second?
For the Vikings, what they have to do is realize they have more time and space. There were 2 good opportunities for the Vikings coming up, and that one pass that came right up the middle, but no Viking had really pushed forward as hard as they could. They were kind of sagging behind. And you feel a little bit kind of, again, that quicksand feel when you don't think things are going well and things just aren't working for you, so you try and force it or you get a little lazy. They've got to break that habit, and they've just got to push hard starting in that power play of the second period.
Alrighty, folks. This program is made possible with funding from some of our generous sponsors. They include the Oregon Community Bank, Feel Good Banking, Stoughton Hospital and Oregon Urgent Care, trusted care close to home. The Oregon Chamber of Commerce, promoting, informing, connecting, and advocating for local businesses and the Oregon community. The Oregon School District, actively building competence, character, culture, and community. The Oregon Athletic Booster Club. Please consider being a part of your athlete's success and become a booster today. Check out OregonAthleticBoosters.com for details. Torhorst Insurance, your hometown insurance agency that's doing big things. Sonny's Kitchen, serving great coffee, delicious home-cooked meals, and award-winning desserts located in the heart of Oregon. Oregon Tax and Accounting, serving the Oregon community since 2001. See Jim for all your small business and personal tax services. Firefly Coffee House and Artisan Cheese, in the heart of downtown Oregon, offering fresh bakery, daily lunch specials, soups and salads, along with hand-selected small batch Wisconsin cheese. Big thanks to all of our sponsors. If you'd like to sponsor OCA Media or just make a one-time donation, visit our website, ocamedia.com. You can get all the information there. You can also find our program schedule. You can visit our YouTube channel. Search YouTube for OCA Media, find all of our past broadcasts, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, OCA Media or Oregon Cable Access. We're going to take a break and be back with the second period. You're watching Oregon Panthers boys hockey on OCA Media. Welcome back, everybody. Zach Seeleft and Great Chuck with you for the second period of this game. The Panthers lead 2-0, but to start this second period, they will have a minute and 57 penalty kill to take care of. Matt Rush is in the penalty box after committing a interference at the end of the period. I'm sorry, we were talking about the game Children hold before he came on the air, but it was Matt Rush interference at the end of the first. So Panthers with a tall task here to start off the second.
Without a doubt, and what the Vikings really need to do, and the term I used off air was, again, there doesn't seem to be a sense of urgency, and there needs to be. They need to find a way to generate some offense on this power play and get into this game.
Panthers do win the faceoff. Shiljan able to clear it down, and that is how we get started as the puck ends up behind the net. Putting pressure on is Sam Mueller of Oregon, and he's getting after that puck still. Digs it off the wall, tries to send it into the center, but it's skated away that time by Jack Sanford. Mueller nearly takes it away again, but here comes Sanford with some speed. Flips it past Roscos, tries to get a low-angle shot. Not able to gather it in time, but he carries it around and sets things up with a minute 32 left on the power play. Quick shot, and it's knocked away by the skate blade of Zach Roscos. As it comes to the corner, Roscos tries to clear it out. Panthers pitchfork it away, as Wiedholtz will give chase, and retreating back into his own zone is Parker Milbauer. Panthers get a couple of new skaters. 16:20 left in the period, minute 15 left on the power play as Jack Sanford holds at the near point. Lavacek has it knocked away, and it's back into center ice, and so far, I think not actually an official shot yet for the Vikings on this power play.
Yeah, no, and it almost looks like Lavacek's trying to do a little bit too much there. They've got to move that puck a little bit better and try and generate some shots at any cost at this point.
2-on-2 here. Nick Bryan able to shoulder a man down. The puck, though, knocked by them, and this might be an odd man rush for the Vikings if they can organize it. 3-on-2. Coming forward is Lavacek. Flips one towards the slot. It's directed towards the net, but misses wide off the stick of James Hansen. Up to the point and clear. Another clear for the Panthers. 35 seconds on the power play. 15:37 left to go in this second period. Panthers still leading 2-0. Nearly a giveaway there. Trying to get after it is Drew Reynolds, and the puck knocked back behind the Viking net. Challenged by Adam Franken. Franken able to delay them briefly, but here come the Vikings. Carried forward by John Schoenthal. Schoenthal, a high shot, and he gets over the crossbar and takes the glass. Franken there at the far point of the Viking zone. Tries for a pass to Oros. Oros pokes it in, but it's knocked away from him and carried by the Vikings again. Cross ice, they find their man Hansen. Hansen works to the near side faceoff dot. Low angle, a shot and a save right in position was Colton Daly. The penalty expires, and both teams are full strength with 14:55 to go in the period. Up against the wall, Parker Schmidt battling for that one against Dustin Welke. Great to see Welke back on the ice after the injury he suffered in the first period. He's back in the game. Shot from the point, hits a man. It hits right off of Hansen, doesn't get through. Now it does trickle its way to Colton Daly, who will cover it up.
Yeah, it looked like it was actually kicked in by Parker Schmidt, and that's why Colton had to go ahead and cover that. It is good to see Welke back. That's always a concern that you always worry about, especially so early in a game. but a little bit of time, he's feeling better, and it's good to see him back out there.
Absolutely. Face off. Far side of the Panther zone. Zach Roscoe's taking on Zane Zeiker. Roscoe wins it over to Hogan Schultz, sends it to the point, but it's held there by the Vikings and sent back down. Schultz taps it again, but right there is Milbauer. Milbauer trying to get it to Hansen, can't do it. A one-handed flick by Roscoe, still riding this one. They carry it in, and there's Oros. Oros across to Roscoe, sent just out of his reach. Up towards the point, and that time it's out of the reach of Ben Outhouse. Vikings trying to get a 3-on-2 entry here. They peel back as the puck goes all the way into the Panther zone. Schultz on the near side wall. At the point, it's Oros that takes it. He's got Franken and Roscoe's with him on the right wing side. Vikings trying to trick him into a drop pass. It doesn't work. His shot, though, does not go. Schultz gets absolutely railroaded, and we are going to get a call, I suspect, for roughing. No, it is high sticking is the call, so the stick got up high. The guilty party is Jack Sanford, number 7 of the Stoughton Vikings, and it will be a 2-minute Panther power play with 13:58 to go in the second period.
You know, that's one of the things you worry about, too, is frustration happens because we've seen some of these big hits, and I thought that was more like an elbow than a high stick, but either way, this puts Oregon back on a power play, and they have just been deadly so far in this game. Oh, what a shot.
Quick shot, and nearly taking it right off the bat was Matt Strassman, and now we got a shorthanded chance for Brady Lavicek. Hogan Schultz looking to block the pass. Instead, he just takes the puck right away from him. Hogan Schultz with a killer defensive effort on the shorthanded attempt. Pat McCormick drops it back for him, and the Panthers will reset with 1:40 on the power play. McCormick at the blue line across to Schultz, and the Panthers a little disorganized here, not exactly sure of what they want to do, but Strassman elects to carry it in. Outer hash marks, drops it back to the point for Schultz, and the Panthers set up. Rush, near side point. Down low to McCormick. Turns around in the corner with 13:20 to play, 1:20 on the power play. Strassman back to McCormick, out of his reach and all the way down. That'll actually come on net. Colton Daly will play it up to Matt Rush. It's actually out of Matt Rush's reach. Panthers going for a forward change, and the Vikings will easily gather for another clear. 1:04 on the power play, 13:02 to play in the period. Panthers lead 2-0 as Matt Rush gathers it behind his own net. Rush curls in towards his own slot, looks for the pass, finds Laszlo Oros. Oros and Franken come in. Oros drags past his man to Franken. Franken, though, in an odd spot, not able to gather it. Finds Oros behind the net. Oros looking to get that pass in. He finds Colton Ayers. Ayers' shot is deflected high as Shiljan goes down hard. Roscoe's near side point, working his way toward the slot. Stops up, let a man go by, but he gets the stick back in the way. Deflecting that was Zane Zeikert. It's all the way into the safety netting for an out-of-play faceoff.
So far in this period, it's been a better period for the Vikings. They've come out, they've gotten some opportunities. They doubled their shot output of the first period in just first couple minutes of this period. So if they can kill this penalty, that'll be something they can build off of and get some momentum going their way.
32 seconds on the Panther power play, 12:31 left to go in this second period. Panthers still leading 2-0, and they get a clear that time off the stick of Parker Milbauer. Behind the net, Colton Daly stops it up for Gage Shiljan of Oregon. The Panthers get ready to break it out. Roscoe's carries it his own blue line. He's got Franken and Oros with him. Top of the circle, cross ice to Ayers, off his tape, but it works to Franken and Shiljan at the point. Franken down low, skating around, 12:06 to go in the period. Back to Shiljan at the point. 4 seconds left on the power play. Shiljan, center point, cross ice to Roscoe's, top of the near circle. Shot and a save from Carter Hellenbrand. Penalty expires. Both teams are full strength with 11:56 to go in the second.
And that's something the Vikings can build on. That was a good, solid penalty kill. They were moving the puck well. They were going for clears. They didn't seem like they were rushing anything. So now they can build on something. And when you feel a game kind of getting away from you, that's what you got to do. Find the little things and just slowly build on them.
Solid kill from the Vikings. It remains a 2-0 Panther lead with 11:54 to go. Schultz a shot, attempted redirect, doesn't go off a roamer. And here come the Vikings the other way. Carrying this one is Sanford. Cuts to the right wing edge. A shot and a save from Colton Daly. And that there, I think, is an effect of being down 2-0 and feeling like the game's out of hand. Sanford had some good looks there, but elects to pull the trigger a little early. Easy save for Daly.
And that's the pressure coming from the Panthers because they're taking away a lot of time and space, and you don't feel like you've got the time, and he just wanted to let a shot go, but if nothing else, you get a face-off and maybe get a couple shots.
Face-off is won by the Vikings. It ends up behind the Panther net. Joe Romer gathers it there. Curl-around shot on a steal on the takeaway by Jared Bauer, but Daly able to keep it from getting to the back of the net. Bauer with it again as he works his way behind the Panther net. Nick Bryant puts on a shot as the puck leaks through the slot. Pick up and a shot, deflection, deflects it across the crease and to the far side. The Panthers gather it there. Carrying it is Sam Mueller, able to work it past his man. Romer stops up at the blue line, they enter onside. Mueller nearly dumped, he dodges out of the way of the hit, still following this puck as it ends up behind the Viking cage. 11-10 to play as Joe Romer comes out with it. Taps it to the point for Ben Wiedholz. Wiedholz, a quick shot and a save, a second shot and a save. Wiedholz, a great shot against the grain, using the screens, good follow-up. What a stop by Hellenbrand.
Yeah, he got that left pad out and just extended it enough to catch it right with the toe of that pad. Good movement, and you just see the way that the Panthers cause the Vikings to collapse when they're moving that puck around puts an awful lot of traffic in front of Hellenbrand, which is making his saves that much better.
11:02 to go in this period. Panthers still lead 2-0. Face-off is won by Oregon, and it's Roscos behind the net. To the far side, working his way all the way to the boards. Now to the point for Caden Peterson. Matt Rush, top of the circle, a shot and a snatch, and Oros nearly got a stick on that, tried the deflection. Hellenbrand with a nice glove save.
Yeah, that one was going high, so it's a smart move for him to stop the puck. I mean, that doesn't technically count as a shot on goal, but again, it just shows how well he's able to track that puck through traffic.
10:50 to play as Oros takes this face-off behind the net. Tries to curl it back to Roscos, picks it up again. Challenge behind the net, aggressive physical play from both teams here. Puck gets to Franken and Oros again. At the center point, it's Matt Rush. A shot is just wide on the left side. Franken not able to get the redirect. Caden Peterson down to Laszlo Oros. Oros shoved down on his knees, hangs with the puck and crosses it over to the near side. Attempted clear from the Vikings. They do manage to tap it along. James Hansen getting that one out. Panthers rifle it right back in, and Zach Roscos gives chase. Turned around the other direction. Tyler Peterson hustling after it. He's challenged, and Roscos comes up with it. Fires a pass off a skate, but sticks with the puck. 10:09 to play in this second period. Roscos battling on the near wall. Peterson at the point, sends it down. Roscos lets it go by, and Pat McCormick will give chase. McCormick slowing down his man, trying to get that puck. Kicks it along, and there's Adam Franken. Franken to the center point. Lavacek puts a touch on. Rush is able to get it there. Backhands one in, and a stick save from Hellenbrand. A high-speed backhand shot. Colton Ayers down to Pat McCormick. McCormick works his way back out with 9:40 to play. Point, Caden Peterson, winding a shot. Ayers redirect, and it crosses the net mouth, but goes just wide. At the point, Parker Schmidt down to Matt Strassman. Strassman tripped down. Schmidt still trying to hold this one to the point. He does. Panthers still on offense with 9:28 to go in this period. Colton Ayers in the corner. Panthers up 2-0. Ayers still controls. Cross ice, Gabe Shilgen winding a shot. He sends it too high and cracks the glass over there behind the net. Up at the point and now carrying forward is Brady Lavacek. He's got a man with him. It's James Hansen. Lavacek, right wing side, all the way behind the net. Pushed hard against the wall by Schmidt. Still controls near side. McCormick and Ayers come in, and it's Colton Ayers that controls for Oregon with an even 9 to play. In the second period, Ayers swing and miss, but swinging over the top was Jared Bauer. The Panthers come in. It's trapped in the skates of Matt Strassman, and just confusion all over the ice here as the Vikings look to clear it out. Bringing it forward, Jack Sunby just guns it into the Panther zone, and they'll give chase. Shilgen up against the wall, gives it a little tap, but at the point, knocked back down by Bauer. Puck still confused. Shot comes in. What a stop by Parker Schmidt. Just a wall right there in front of the net. He clears it into neutral ice. Vikings have to check up on the delayed offsides. 8:28 to go in this period as Shilgen controls in the corner. Parker Schmidt, opposite side, back to Shilgen as the Panthers look for a breakout. They find Jake Fountain, who gives it along to Strassman, but the Vikings send it back in. And this is what we've seen from the Vikings. They can get it into the zone, they can play the neutral zone game, but just haven't had a good offensive setup, and here comes Shilgen the other way.
Well, part of that, too, is the Vikings on that last rush were out there so long on defense, they needed a change. So there was 4 Panthers back to 1 Viking coming into the offensive zone.
And just a light clear here coming off the stick of Jack Sunby. The hand is up, and icing will be the call, and you're absolutely right. A very tired Vikings team after a huge offensive push from Oregon.
And that's what ends up hurting you, because when you do get these little breakouts, and you had Lavacek come in, there was nobody there, and there's 4 Panthers down on him, and you have no support, so then you can't really generate those scoring chances.
7:55 to go in the second period, still 2-0. The Vikings have held Oregon scoreless through the first 9 minutes of this period. Coming forward are the Vikings. They try and get a pass through, nearly do, but getting in front of it was Nick Bryant. Hogan Schultz completes the clear. It's back to Schultz at his own blue line. Goes to the corner, finds Drew Reynolds. Reynolds finds Joe Romer. Romer had the game winner against Monroe for his first varsity goal. Panthers turn it around in the slot, but they get it up to Lavacek for the Vikings. He's 1-on-2 coming forward. Bryant forcing him hard to the outside. Ties a low angle shot. That one bounces funny off the stick and gets in. And that, as a goaltender, just didn't have the stick over. It hit the inside of the stick and ramped up underneath his glove. A heartbreaker for Colton Daly. And it's what you talk about, not facing a lot of shots, a little bit cold. Vikings cut the lead to 1.
Yeah, because he'd want to, and they're pulling him.
And that is going to be it for Colton Daly. Larry Clemens, the goalie coach, obviously not happy with what he saw. Takes Colton Daly out. Hunter Newton gets right in.
Yeah, and you know, I wonder if maybe there was something before the game that we're unaware of, but that did seem like a sloppy way to play it. But when you get so cold in net, that ends up happening.
7:23 to go. It's a 2-1 game now. Just a 1-score lead for the Panthers. What a pass by Oros. He finds Roscoe's 2-on-1 with Franken. Roscoe's to Franken. It's off the skate and can't get the shot off. Moving it forward are the Vikings, but this pass is too strong. Hand up, and that'll be an icing call. And I'm not exactly sure. I have to admit, I figured it would just be a straight save, and I didn't look at the number. We'll listen for the PA announcer to see who got that for Stoughton. But it's a 2-1 game, a brand new hockey game here.
Yeah, I think it was Lavacek that got it. I could be mistaken, but it was a shot that 99% of the time it should have been saved, and that's one Daly's gonna want back.
Face-off is won by the Panthers. Rush a shot and a nice glove save from Carter Hellenbrand. Freezes it down with 7:02 to go.
It's interesting too, because you almost wonder, with every save that Hellenbrand makes here, does he get a little bit into the head of the Panthers where they're trying to be a little too pretty as opposed to just looking to get it on net quick and hard?
Late line change from the Vikings. Now we're ready to go. Roscoe's in the dot, works it through his man again. Puck bangs around in the slot, now created forward by Hansen, but Oros takes it away. Laszlo Oros, shot and a save. Lavacek does get credit for that goal. And Dane Sutton gets credit for the assist. So in the second period with 9:38 on the clock, or 9:38 gone, excuse me, it's an even strength goal and assist from Lavacek and Sutton respectively. And the Panthers are only up 1 here. Face-off to Rush, swings over the top, but he's able to get back on the puck and save it in. Knocked away briefly and now taken by Jack Sanford. Sanford cruising forward, knocked away by Zach Roscoe. Roscoe might have the best poke check I think we've seen all season.
Absolutely, he's dangerous just about anywhere he is on the ice. So quick on his skates and is able to move so fast and change direction.
Franken, hard pass, a bullet of a pass, Oros to Franken. It gets by, and the Vikings battling for it. Roscoe gets it back briefly. We continue to battle as this one comes out into neutral ice. Gage Shiljan will take it for the Panthers with 6 minutes and 15 seconds to play. As Zach Roscoe comes ahead, he finds Oros in the slot. Oros back towards Roscoe. A shot and a save. I think they combined on that shot, both blades on the puck. Back down to Oros in the corner. Laszlo working with it, fires it across, finds the captain Roscoe. His shot is blocked, and again a Viking goes down after a blocked shot. And goes down hard. We might get another whistle. The Vikings playing advantage as they come forward. I think that's why the referee hasn't blown the whistle, and now they do. And down on the ice, I believe that's number 15, Parker Milbauer, and almost exactly the same thing as we saw in the first period when Dustin Welke went down. This time it's Parker Milbauer's turn, unfortunately. Hopefully he'll be able to come back just as Welke did.
I think he caught that on the inside of his left thigh. And in breezers, you've got a lot of protection up front. You've got a lot of protection in the back. Sadly, there's nothing on that inside part. So if you catch a puck, it gives you, if you can imagine the worst Charlie horse you've ever had mixed with hitting your little toe on your bed, it's that combination, and it is just never a good thing. He's going to have one heck of a bruise.
And it is Parker Milbauer. He gets help up from his teammates, and he's able to skate off more or less under his own power. So hopefully it was just, like you said, just a bad bruise and nothing more serious than that. We'll see if he comes back to this game, but he looks better than Welke looked getting off the ice.
Yeah, he does. I would not be surprised if he comes back out in a shift or two here. Just looking at the way he's moving on it. He's just trying to loosen up that hamstring, because and that's what he's pointing to. It hurts so bad when you catch a puck there. It
absolutely does, but hopefully nothing too serious. He does look like he'll likely be okay, probably before the end of this period. 5:48 to go here in the second. Panthers up 2-1. Face-off is won by the Stoughton Vikings. They control on the near side. Pass ahead is too strong and out of the reach of Welke. And it's Gage Shiljan behind his own net for Oregon. Loses the puck into the crease and is able to just clear it out. Oh my, a dangerous play there. Nice lift along the glass from Pat McCormick. Colton Ayers is just shouldered to the ice, and it ends up behind the net. Tapped back by Parker Schmidt. Lavacek trying to get that one clear, but Shiljan breaks it up, and here comes Gage Shiljan. Flips it back over towards Wiedholz, broken up at center ice by Lavacek. Wiedholz gathers the loose puck there, and he'll take it in for Oregon, 1-on-4. Wiedholz to the outside hash mark, still controlling for the Panthers, letting them get a line change with 5:08 to go in the first. Now Pat McCormick's got it. McCormick a backhand and a save. Second attempt doesn't get through traffic. Puck still loose. McCormick second shot off the cage of Carter Hellenbrand. He's still got it. Feeds to Wiedholz, and it's broken away by James Hansen of Stoughton. Hansen coming with a 3-on-2, cuts towards the side, and it's poked away by Hogan Schultz, who follows it along, gets it to Colton Ayers, and now Pat McCormick. McCormick and Ayers onside. McCormick face-off dot, shot and a kick save from Hellenbrand. Just amazing goal tonight for these Stoughton Vikings. The Panthers have peppered him with high-quality shots, and he has turned most of them away. This puck comes out. Now Lavacek's got a one-on-one against Nick Bryan. Panthers trying to hustle back in. Bryan pokes it away on a great defensive play. Still controlled by the Vikings. They try a backwards pass towards the point. Panthers clogging it up, and they get it out into the neutral zone with 4:20 to play as this puck is launched in. Hogan Schultz to the corner. Out of the reach of Drew Reynolds. That one going strong. No icing the call from the far side referee. Dane Sutton now carried, and it's picked off by Drew Reynolds. Reynolds, center ice. He finds his man, Sam Mueller. A shot and another kick save from Carter Hellenbrand. Mueller again in the corner, looking to feed into the center. Reynolds will pick it up behind the net. Knocked off his tape into the near wall with 3:54 to play. Panthers up 2-1, pushing hard here. Mueller a shot and a save as he rangs it off the pads. Lifted puck is nicely cleared there, and chasing after this one is Jack Sanford. Sanford working on the Panther defense, rides Nick Bryan in, and a wind and a shot is stopped up by Hunter Newton and carried away. Makes his glove get clear. Jared Bauer took that last shot. Nick Bryan back and forth, doing some great defensive work there for the Panthers.
Absolutely, and you can really feel that the momentum changed after that goal, where Stoughton is finding ways to get some activity going down this way, and Oregon almost seems a little bit off. They're missing on their passes that they were hitting every time before. So Oregon, this is a dangerous time for them. They really need to build something here, try and find either some good quick shots and maybe even get a goal here quick.
3:35 to play in this period. That one is taken by the Vikings, but now here comes Roscoe ahead to Adam Franken. Franken, Oros and Roscoe coming forward, and they're able to get in off sides. Franken gives it to Oros. Pushed hard against the wall, but they stick with this puck with 3:20 to play. Still loose, Oros challenging into the corner, getting shoved up against the wall by Tyler Peterson, but he comes away with the puck. Oros down low, wraparound chance, not able to get it in. It's still tight on the pipe, the Panthers still pushing. And we get a whistle, and we're gonna get a stoppage, no goal here. 3:08 to go.
Yeah, the physical play is picking up because you can almost see a little bit of frustration coming from the Panthers. Even on that break coming in, where it was a 2-on-1 and both players kind of went to the same side, where they were confident in that first period, and most of the second has really kind of gone the other way. And Stoughton is really starting to find ways to get under the skin of the Panthers and generate some weird, fluky scoring chances.
And I guess we're going to take this face-off out of the zone, so it's possible maybe the Panthers pushed it up into the netting on the backside of the goal. But whatever the case, face-off in neutral ice with 3:08 to go. Panthers up 2-1 here in the second period. Face-off goes right into the Viking zone, but they immediately tap it out, and charging forward is Jack Sunby. Sunby, a shot and a blocker save. Fighting it off is Hunter Newton, getting that blocker up just in time. Caden Peterson in the corner with 2:55 to play. Sends a long pass out. This one will be too strong. It'll be picked up by Milbauer, who is back on the ice. Good to see after the injury stoppage. Puck comes up the near side. Peterson able to hold that one in for the Panthers. What a job to get it to Roscoe's. Pass back is deflected to the goalie, Carter Hellenbrand, who stops it up. The pass from Oros was amazing. Roscoe's return ends up on net, and Hellenbrand stops it down.
Yeah, and that line has always been dangerous. Just a lot of it has to do with their creativity, and the speed they have is definitely faster than Stoughton's got, which really puts Stoughton at a disadvantage to a point where they're almost giving them a lot of space so they don't get behind them.
Face-off coming near side of the Viking zone, won by the Panthers. Parker Schmidt, a shot and a glove save. A nice track by Carter Hellenbrand, and another stoppage with 2:35 to play in the second.
Yeah, Hellenbrand's, I think, probably having a solid game because he's seeing so much action, and it's keeping him fresh. And again, he looks really comfortable and confident.
Panthers win the face-off again. Shiljan, far point. Down into the corner for Matt Strassman. Flips it back towards Ayers. Ayers trying to get that shot. Goes to a knee and to the point. Shiljan a shot now. And that hits hard against Zane Zykert, who's able to clear it out. Now a rush coming from Dustin Welke. Welke trying to get past Shiljan. Can't do it. The puck still working its way to the net. A shot and a save. Zykert able to put a little charge into that one, but Newton gets in front for the Panthers. Zykert swings over the top, a little paintbrush of a slap shot, and the Panthers clear it into neutral ice. Vikings send it back on net after a huge hit from Matt Strassman against Tyler Peterson. Panthers control here. Pat McCormick bringing it forward. Cross ice to Strassman. Top of the far circle. Now to the outer edge. Entering pass is not clear and ends up on the near side with 1:50 to play in the second period. Still a 2-1 Panther lead. Trying to break through, and Parker Schmidt not allowing it is John Schoenthal. Schoenthal's shot then stopped by Schmidt, who sends one cross ice to the far side in front of the benches. Vikings there, and they control at the blue line. Make the entry, but Shiljan will track this one behind his own net with 1:30 to play. Gage Shiljan coming up the near side. Can't tap by Jared Bauer. And Bauer tries again. Boy, he takes a big hit from Colton Ayers, and we are seeing some huge body checks in this game. Strassman, wide, drive off the blocker and into the safety net. A nice shot. He picked a good spot, but Hellenbrand able to see it, gets the blocker in place early and makes the save.
Yeah, he was so aggressive on that. He was probably a good 1.5 feet outside the crease. And it seems these little broken plays that Stoughton ends up taking advantage on, that little scrum down below was dangerous even though there wasn't a lot on the puck. You never know how that's going to bounce around.
Roscos wins the faceoff for the Panthers, works his way behind the net. Comes to the near side, now to the point for Nick Bryan. Bryan, though, not able to stop it before it clears the blue line. Sends it over to Hogan Schultz in front of the benches. Panthers, a nice entry. Cross to Oros. Oros to Roscos. Face-off touch shot and a save from Hellenbrand. Out of the glove, but the Vikings clear it up. Franken picks it right back up. Center point Schultz. Wind and a drive and a save from Carter Hellenbrand. Schultz didn't quite get as much on that as he wanted. Hellenbrand with a good stop.
Yeah, the stop before on that nice cross crease where he had to get it with the glove. I know they wanted to get that shot off a little bit faster. That gave Hellenbrand the time to get over, but he's just tracking that puck so well that Oregon's trying to get pretty, and that's what they've got to watch out for.
52 seconds left in this period. Panthers up 2-1. Face-off win goes out of the reach of Hogan Schultz. He'll have to stride after it as the Vikings give chase. Schultz and Nick Bryan back in their defensive zone. The Vikings nearly stop it up, but now here comes Franken and Roscos on a 2-on-1. Franken sticks with this one, and it ends up with Oros at the point. Down to Zach Roscos. Out of his reach and rims around to the far side. Lavacek going to try and clear it there. Pushed up against the wall, it doesn't actually get down. They send it towards the net, and Roscos will chase it on the near side. Flicks it toward Oros. His shot is lifted into the safety netting. Getting in the way was Zane Zykert, and with 23 seconds to go, we'll have another faceoff.
Boy, if you're Coach Clemens right now, how are you feeling about the way your team is playing, and especially the second half of this second period?
I think it's more the Vikings have played better than that Oregon has played worse. But I agree with you. This has been a worse period for Oregon, but I think it's mostly the Vikings have kind of found their stride. They do win that faceoff and send it to the far side where it'll be Hogan Schultz to take it for Oregon. Chops a high pass, but it's picked up by the Vikings. A clearing attempt towards Oros, and that one was touched, so there will be no icing. At the point, it's held by the Vikings. Swing over the top, and Roscos and Franken come up with it. Adam Franken on the left wing side. He's got Oros with him, along with Nick Bryan and Zach Roscos. Feed into center, a save, and time expires. They send it right through the crease at the very end, but the horn sounds, and after two, it's 2-1, and I understand what you're getting at there. I didn't see that the Panthers actually played that much worse. We saw the same kind of things out of them, but the Vikings played much better entries, much better passing, and it shows on the scoreboard. They got one, Oregon got none, and it's just a one-goal Panther lead.
Yeah, I think if you're Oregon, you're starting to feel frustrated, and what I'm concerned about is getting into penalty trouble in the third, because we've seen that the Vikings can find the back of the net or even put some pressure on just in some fluky bounces. And if you've got a little bit of puck luck going your way, it helps out an awful lot.
Going into the third period then, what do you want to see the Panthers do differently when they come out here?
You really got to start getting more shots. They're looking for those quick passes and the pretty little spreads. They just need to start putting it on net and looking for rebounds and deflections. In this period, it didn't seem like the Panthers were as collapsing as tight in front of him to take away his eyes. I think that's really what they've got to do to look for those rebounds and deflections.
Alrighty, folks, it's 2-1 Panthers, but we've got 17 minutes of hockey left. Stay tuned for the third period on OCA Media. Welcome back, everybody. Zach Seeloff and Dan Greatchuck for OCA Media. The Panthers boys hockey team taking on the visiting Stoughton Vikings. It's 2-1 Panthers after 2 periods. Dan, 17 minutes left to go. The Panthers, I think, in a tighter game than they probably expected here against the Stoughton Vikings. They've got some work to do in this third period.
They really do. At this point, they've just got to put the pedal down and go. And they're so good at being creative and good, pretty passing. But what they need to do is just start peppering Hillenbrand even more than they have. 34 shots, or 34 saves on 36 shots. They're going to have to work really hard to get another one past them.
Positive for the Panthers from that second period, not a single penalty against either team, but for the Panthers as well. Here comes Franken, Roskos, and Oros. Franken pokes it through the wickets, and it's Oros picking it up to Roskos, who scores just 15 seconds in. Those guys make it look easy. What a job by the three of them.
And that was a broken play. That puck came off of, I think it was Roskos carrying it in, and that puck kind of came off his stick a bit and went through that almost watery area, and they were able to bounce it back and put that shot up high. So that's the start they wanted to see in this period, without a question.
Great work there by the team of Franken, Roskos, and Oros. Franken and Oros with the assists, Roskos with the goal. The Panthers look to clear it out as that first line is still out there, and here comes Zach Roskos finding Adam Franken, top of the near circle, finds Roskos. Roskos a shot that deflects off Stoughton, but Hillenbrand makes the save. 16:28 to play, and the Panthers up 3-1. Roskos a shot from the point and a save. Rebound is loose, and Roskos again, top of the near circle, shot again, and it's off the top of the blocker. Another save from Hillenbrand. Shiljan fires it down. Hit it into Roskos. He shoots just over the top of the crossbar. Panthers putting all kinds of pressure on here. And now Brady Lavacek carries for the Vikings up that right wing side. It's knocked clear. And this is what you had said off air. You felt like the Panthers were disappointed in their effort in the second period. We're going to come out hell-bent for leather here. That has been exactly what has happened.
It really is. They're just moving that puck almost with impunity where they want it to go. And that's when they're dangerous.
Franken grabs it in neutral ice. 15:45 to play in this game. Panthers with a 3-1 lead as the puck comes back to a charging Franken and moves it ahead to Pat McCormick. McCormick losing the edge and going down on his face. And the loose puck gathered by Stoughton. Dustin Welke enters the zone. He from the high slot guns one over the top of the crossbar, out of the reach of Hunter Newton. Hogan Schultz trying to kick that one along. He's able to get it with the skate blade, flicks it ahead towards Matt Strassman, but it's turned back by the Vikings. Strassman still fighting for it, challenged. Puck pushed towards the near side, and getting held up badly is Colton Ayers. Ayers trying to get a whistle there. He does not do it, and with 15:08 to go, that puck is taken by Schultz. Schultz a shot, it gets through traffic, and a save from Hillenbrand. That was a nice look from Schultz. We talked off air as well. Some of these slappers from the point hadn't quite been what they'd hoped. That one was right on the money and had traffic in front.
Yeah, they really did. And that one, Hillenbrand, you could see he had to kind of react after the puck left the stick. So that's the kind of look they want to get.
Panthers control in their own defensive zone. Ahead to Strassman at the center line. Dragging it forward, and he'll dump and chase as Jake Fountain and Drew Reynolds pursue. Schultz and Strassman go for a change. Puck up off the glass and works its way to the far side, taken by Tyler Peterson of the Vikings. At the point, held nicely by Nick Bryant. Into the slot for Stoughton. Swing over the top, give Reynolds a chance. At the faceoff dot, now the near side, finds Joe Romer. Romer a shot and a save from Carter Hillenbrand.
Yeah, this Oregon team seems a very different team so far in this period than in the second. They definitely have come out pushing a lot harder, so I'd be very curious as to what Coach Clemens said in the locker room. But they're definitely putting on the kind of pressure they want.
And you read my mind. I don't want to take away from these players at all, but when you see a change like this, I think, especially in high school, you got to give the credit to the coaches. And early on, we're seeing the effect of whatever it is they did.
Yeah.
Face-off goes all the way back into the Panther zone with 14:15 to play in the period. Panthers still leading 3-1 as Shiljan moves it along the wall to Drew Reynolds. Poke back into the corner. Shiljan now sends it near side, and it'll be Joe Romer to carry for Oregon. Looking for an outlet pass. Broken up in center ice by Jared Bauer. Puck still loose, and Drew Reynolds now has it. Taps it ahead for Shiljan. He's coming up with Romer. Romer, I thought was offsides, but they wave it clear, and it's Shiljan that holds. Shot and a save. Puck loose in front. Swinging is the Vikings. It's Romer, though, that comes up with it. Joe Romer on the outer hash marks. Sends a pass. Jake Fountain, high slot. The shot is blocked by the legs of Jack Sunby of the Vikings, but it's sent back down to Romer again. Romer through the wickets, and it's loose and taken by Jared Bauer. Lavacek goes down hard, can't get the pass, and Romer able to send it back in and go for a change. What a shift from the freshman, Joe Romer.
Yeah, Romer is just one of those players that's so fun to watch, and he just never gives up on a play.
Oros tries to find Roscos. It ends up all the way at the Pepsi sign in the far corner. Lavacek looking to move it past the point, stopped up though and sent back down to Roscos by Caden Peterson. They find, and now striding in is Rush. Rush, cross ice pass into the slot, goes too long, lifted into the ceiling. Getting a little bit more under that than he wanted was Jack Sunby, and we'll have an out-of-play faceoff.
And that was kind of what we were seeing in the first period from the Vikings, those panic moves, just quick movement, where they always seem to be reacting to something just a hair late. So we saw in the second, they definitely have the ability to play shift for shift here, but they've got to feel a little bit more comfortable, confident, and have better communication on the ice.
Roscos in the dot, wins that one toward the goal. Shot from Franken and a score! Zach Roscos has been doing that all day, pushing the face-off forward. He wraps this one to Franken, and from down low, Adam Franken buries his 8th goal of the year. It's 4-1 Panthers with 13:02 to play.
Yeah, and there's not much Ellenbrand can do on that one because it's a weird pass or a shot pass coming through, and he's already committed to that far left post, wide open net for Franken to bury it. And that's the type of work and type of goals that we're used to seeing from that line.
Zach Roscos to Adam Franken. Roscos getting the assist. He's got a goal tonight as well. Laszlo Oros with a goal. That's Adam Franken's second. So that forward line of Roscos, Franken, and Oros has produced all 4 goals for the Panthers. And here comes Matt Rush. Matt Rush drops it off to Laszlo and across to Caden Peterson. Peterson over the top. Second chance finds its way to Franken. Franken a shot and a save from Ellenbrand. Now into Roscos. Roscos a shot and a save. Behind the net, Franken again. Moves it forward to Oros. To the point for Matt Rush. Rush winds, drives, and it's deflected off the cage. Oros, a gun of a shot, but that one wraps around to the near side. Delayed penalty coming. Getting off the ice is Hunter Newton. Matt Rush will pick it up with 12:25 to go. Ayers taps it into the center, but the Vikings will be able to get that to get the whistle. We will get a penalty coming up against the Vikings. Heading to the bench is number 25, and I apologize, all game I've been avoiding his name because I do not have him on my roster. But 25 goes to the bench for holding a 2-minute power play for the Panthers with 12:20 to go.
Yeah, and right now the Panthers are rolling on all 4 tires. All their cylinders are firing. Just some of the looks that last blast had, good 3-4 good opportunities, and they just keep piling it up.
Panthers win the face-off. Center point Shiljan. One touch to Roscos. Roscos a drive and a stick save from Ellenbrand, and there's a slap shot that you like to see. Roscos at the near point again for Oregon. To Shiljan on the opposite side. Sends it on down, and it'll be Oros behind the net. He's got Ayers in the slot. Franken back to Oros. Gets it to Ayers. Now top of the circle. Roscos a shot and a save. Rebound loose, and it's taken by Gage Shiljan. Laszlo Oros with 1:30 on the power play. Cross ice to Franken. Franken a shot and a save from Ellenbrand. Not quite able to pull the trigger immediately. Oros, high slot, crosses over to Roscos, near face-off dot, cross and a swing just over the top from Franken. He had the knee down, but couldn't get the shot. Oros looking for the wraparound, now carries it to that corner, off the front of his tape, and glove down, and that has got to be a hand pass, but coming forward is James Hansen. Hansen, shorthanded, wraps it towards the slot, but it's behind the intended target. Panthers control. 11:20 to play in the game. Minute on the power play. Entry pass to Adam Franken. Franken working his way through. Nice kick from behind. Circle to Roscos. Roscos a score! And the handling from Adam Franken is outstanding. The pass is perfect. And Zach Roscos varies a power play goal. He's got 2 on the night now. It's 5-1 Oregon. They're rolling in the third.
You could just watch Franken carry that puck from that long home run pass that came in, and he made everybody think he was going to drop that pass back to Roscos, and he was then able to confuse the D and pull him all the way to the right and bury it, and now they're making a goaltending change for the Vikings.
And we are going to see Quinn Zeman, who at least on WisconsinPrepHockey.net has no stats for this season. As best I can tell, he has not appeared in a game so far for the Stoughton Vikings. Panthers enter with Sam Mueller off the faceoff. 11:05 to play in this game. High up off the glass on the far side. What a collision between Matt Rush and Brady Lavacek. Matt Rush, though, able to slot it with one hand and keep that puck in the zone. Rush at the point, swings over the top, and the puck does come out. Wiedholz and Lavacek, and Wiedholz does clear it out, takes a hit from Lavacek, but gets the puck where it needs to go. 10:45 to play in the game. The Panthers with a 4-goal lead now, up 5-1. Joe Romer putting pressure on, but able to get it forward to Zane Zykert. At the point, Hogan Schultz sends it down for Oregon. Zykert again, and does get this one cleared out. 10.5 minutes to go as Joe Romer moves over to the outside. It's held by Matt Rush in the slot. He finds Sam Mueller. Mueller, left wing side, tries to drag around his man. It does enter at the point, and he'll gun it down and rim it around to the far side for Colton Ayers. Ayers there, trying to send to Schultz, and it's just out of his reach. Schultz was still drifting the other direction. Couldn't quite change in time. 10:10 to play, a dangerous play from Hunter Newton. A shot, it hits him just on the shoulder. And this one carried by McCormick. Oh my word. That was so close to being a goal for Stoughton. Hunter Newton just barely able to fight that one off.
I don't think he did. I think that hit the post.
Did that hit the post? I thought it got his shoulder. This one comes to the new goalie, Quinn Zeman of Stoughton, who covers it up. Oh boy, and you and I had talked about it. A similar thing happened in the second period where he tried to play a puck perhaps inadvisedly and was nearly caught out. That time he is caught out. And that was a dangerous opportunity for the Vikings.
Yeah, I'm almost 100% sure that hit the pipe just the way it bounced towards the crease and went flat. So yeah, very, very dangerous play, and he got very, very lucky.
Over to Nick Bryant. Bryant's shot is deflected high and into the safety netting. We'll get another face-off.
You know, it's amazing too to watch. It's almost like the Panthers have hit a different gear in this game. They came out right away in that third period. They're moving through the neutral zone quick. Good quick passes, and those passes were tape to tape again, and that was where they were missing kind of before in that second period.
Vikings trying to get it forward. They lose track of it though in center ice, and Colton Ayers able to turn it around for Oregon. Strassman will take it on the near side. 9:37 to play in this game. Puck flicked along, and that one will come out. Panthers will track it down in the person of Parker Schmidt with 9.5 minutes to go. Ahead to Nick Bryant, and finds Pat McCormick, sent right back in by James Hansen of Stoughton. Behind the net, it'll be Parker Schmidt once again. Rim to the near side for Matt Strassman of Oregon. Strassman able to play it with the skate, and here comes a 2-on-1 for Oregon. Colton Ayers, Strassman, and Pat McCormick. There's McCormick, shot and a score! It ended up being a 3-on-1. Ayers to McCormick. The second line getting involved, and with 9:05 to go, it's 6-1 Oregon.
Yeah, and Zeman really couldn't stand a chance there. I mean, you're down so low on that left wing. You pass that puck through, you're already committed because you know that the guy with the puck can hit at those corners. So Zeman was held out to dry there on a 3-on-1 that essentially developed. But again, it's that second gear or third gear that the Panthers have shown in this period that have shown why they've been able to hang in with such teams like Edgewood and West and Sun Prairie.
Shiljan to Oros here as we get back into the action. 8:53 to play, and now Lavacek bringing it forward, trying to get around his man. Shiljan, though, gets in the way, curls around, and takes that puck clear. Cross ice to Oros, entering with Franken. Up to the point, Caden Peterson there, keeps that one in the zone. He's got Oros down low, finds him. Roscoe's in the slot, feed to Peterson instead, and a save by Carter Hellenbrand. 8:30 to play in this game. It's 6-1 Panthers. Shiljan controls. Cross ice Peterson. Top of the far circle is shot, and it doesn't get through. Winding a second chance is wide right of the cage. Roscoe's on the outer hash marks now. Looking to change up. Gives it over to Shiljan, who follows along. Oros beneath the net. Vikings in good defensive position, but Oros controlling, looking for an opening. Feeds towards the slot. That puck is loose, taken by Franken at the far faceoff dot. Back to Oros behind the net. He reverses direction. He's got Roscoe's. The pass is deflected, but Zach comes up with it. At the near side point, cross ice to Schultz, who is changing. Schultz turns around, gets to it, and keeps it in the zone, as Caden Peterson will get a change. 7:50 to play in this game. Roscoe's finds Oros. Oros hash mark, shot and a score! Roscoe's, Oros, and Franken each with 2. It's 7-1 Panthers with 7:45 to go.
Yeah, Zeman was caught napping there a little bit. Wasn't in the best position possible there. Definitely a difficult situation in this game to come in, but that puck movement, the Panthers just do not give up on that puck.
Panthers just doing it here in this third period. 5 goals, and we still have 7:44 to play in this game. back in his own zone. It's John Schoenthal. Carries across the blue line, loses the edge, and now we get a whistle. And this may be a trip against the Panthers. Tripping is the call, and I thought that might have been as going down kind of hard to the ice with John Schoenthal. It goes against Sam Mueller, so a 2-minute power play for Stoughton. Not done yet, but the clock is running since it's a 6-goal lead for Oregon.
Yeah, and here's a good chance, too, for Stoughton to build up a little bit because, again, they showed for almost that entire second period that they're able to hang with a team like this, and they've had the opportunities. It just seems like they're always one step late or they're just a little concerned, and Oregon has forgot to put a fourth skater out.
We do need a fourth skater, and Stoughton, I think, rightly complaining that that's costing him some power play time.
Oh. And
I think we may actually be trying to reset after we had that much of a runoff. The referee, I think, might want to reset it because as it stands right now, the clock showing 6:52 on the game clock and 1:34 on the penalty clock. I think we may end up resetting that because I believe there is supposed to be a stoppage for a penalty just for situations like this. So the referees and the official scorers will get that sorted out. As we go forward here, like I said, Oros, Roscos, and Franken each with 2. And Pat McCormick with the other one for a total of 7. What a third period here from this Oregon team.
Yeah, they started running directly from the face-off of the third period, and yet they put 6:52 up on the board, and now they're working on the penalty time. And, yep, now they're going to go. They got it with a full 2 minutes, and here we go with their power play.
Face-off won by the Vikings. Shot is blocked by Ben Wiedholz. Vikings still control and get it down low to Jack Sundby. Sundby goes cross ice on the pass to Jack Sanford. A quick shot comes in and a nice save by Hunter Newton. That shot coming from James Hansen.
Yeah, good work from the Vikings there. They were moving the puck around on the outside, getting anybody to walk that line going left to right. If you can move that puck left to right, and you can make the up and down a lot easier. And again, the more movement you put on a goalie, the better your chances. So definitely a good look there.
Controlled by the Vikings. Shot, they try for the deflection, but it does not go, and the pad save made by Hunter Newton. Puck still loose, it gets past Hogan Schultz and taken by Parker Schmidt. Schmidt hits Schultz, comes towards Wiedholz on the near side. 6:07 to play in the game, 1:13 left on the power play. Wiedholz trying to get this one out. He gets past a couple of skaters and does get it out of the zone briefly. The Vikings turn around on it. James Hansen carrying it in on the left wing side. Hansen to the face-off dot. Stops up, looks for a play. Towards the point, finds Sanford. Sanford from the high slot. It deflects hard off Lavacek, but doesn't go on the net. Schultz towards the point. A shot, and we've got another penalty coming here.
Yeah, this one's going against 13.
Yep, and it's Brady Lavacek heading to the box for roughing. So we will play 4-on-4 hockey for 45 seconds, and then the Panthers will have a 1:15 power play of their own.
Yeah, and you've got to feel for Quinn Zeman. Again, we don't know what his stats are because there weren't any available, but it's always tough to come in late in a game. You don't get any warm-up, and I don't think people always realize how difficult that is for a goaltender. You don't know how exactly the puck's going to feel, and it's putting you into a bad spot, but he's got good positioning that we see when he comes out, so it's always good to watch.
Face-off won by the Panthers. It's Drew Reynolds controlling. Crosses it over to Shiljan, but it's poked away from him and out into neutral ice. Shiljan holds there, gives it over to Jake Fountain. Fountain, a nice pass into Reynolds as he enters the zone on the near side. 30 seconds left on the 4-on-4 as Reynolds cuts behind the net, tries to stop up, gets shoved off the puck, but sticks with it. Reynolds still battling here for the Panthers. Coming in to assist is Matt Rush. That puck loose in the slot, taken by the Vikings' Tyler Peterson. Cross ice will be taken instead by Gage Shiljan and sent along to Drew Reynolds once again. Here comes Drew Reynolds. He's got Jake Fountain with him. There goes the pass to him. Fountain, top of the far circle, shot and a save. And good coverage from Zeman. It bounced a little funny on him, but he tracks it well with the glove. 4:51 to play, 7-1 Panthers, and they are on the power play as their penalty expires.
Yeah, Zeman was in a good position there. He was not as aggressive as he could have been coming out, but you never know with that pass. So one of the things about being in net, you're always hoping your defense is there, and sometimes you cheat a little bit, but good, solid positioning from Zeman.
Franken in the face-off dot. Wins that one back towards the point. Sam Mueller hits the ice as his penalty expires. Pass is picked off by Sanford, and the Vikings looking to carry it out of their zone. Franken chases him back into it. Guns it off the wall. Oros not quite able to save the zone, but he does get it over to Shiljan. Drop back to Roscos. Oros on the left wing side. Cross ice pass toward Ayers. A nice assist from Shiljan. Drop it back to him at the point. And now Roscos near side. 24 seconds left on the Panther power play. Franken, cross ice to Shiljan out of his reach and into center ice. Roscoe's tracks it down there at his own blue line and sends it near side for for Oros. And Laszlo brings it ahead. Franken will carry it ahead with just 8 seconds left on the power play. And now Roscoe's cross ice to Shiljan. Drop down to Adam Franken. 1 second left, both teams full strength. High slot, now at the face-off dot. Cross ice from Roscoe's goes through traffic and doesn't get to the net. Shiljan high off the glass. Nice job to get a hand in there by 25 of the Vikings. Poke forward by Lavacek, whose penalty had just expired, but Roscoe's finds Oros again. Oros tries to get one to Franken. It's out of his reach and goes to that far corner with 3:17 to play in this game. The Panthers leading 7-1. Into center, it's Ayers trying to take a shot. No good. The puck's still on the ice and now knocked to the Zamboni door. Sanford sends it ahead. Rush with a great stop. Matt Rush feed a deflection off the post. Oh, so close. And here's Oros coming again. Poked away from him as he goes through a ton of traffic, and Jack Sunby of the Vikings carries it ahead. He'll gun one in and let his team give chase. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Poke towards the center. McCormick gets in the way. He gets a pass from Rush. He's got a man ahead. It's Joe Romer. Able to carry it with his skate and keep things moving. Well offside was Romer. Tried to stop up, couldn't do it. What a deflection. Rush to Oros, just caught the iron.
Yeah, that was a great setup, and that's a shot pass that's coming in to be deflected. It hit the post. Zeman was really having a hard time tracking that puck back over. But again, great setup. And we see that all the time from this team when they get in deep. So nothing new for the Panthers. The Vikings are getting a look at how hard it can be to play this team.
In the zone, it's Romer. Romer a shot and just getting the pad out there was Quinn Zeman making a good stop at the end. Low in the slot. Feed to Romer again is broken up. That time by Parker Milbauer. And the puck is brought forward by James Hansen. On the near wall, takes a hit from Parker Schmidt. Student section getting excited with 1:55 to go. Really excited for the big hits here as the Panthers move it forward. Romer gets it ahead to McCormick, who comes in with Strassman. McCormick himself takes a big shot, and this will be an icing against Stoughton. James Hansen sending that one down. Will take a face-off in their zone with 1:39 to go.
Yeah, it's been a physical game pretty much through the entire thing, and with the exception of a couple little high hits that we saw kind of through, it's been a solid game by each team, especially in the physical side. And there really hasn't been a lot of pushing and shoving after a whistle. So each team is leaving it out there, and they've each made a lot of good decisions.
Shot comes in, it's deflected high over the cage. Trying to clear it out, but it comes to Drew Reynolds. Poke along into the slot, 1:11 to play. Gathered up by John Schoenthal. His cross-ice pass, though, picked off by Gage Shiljan and moved ahead to Ben Wiedholz. Wiedholz enters with Fountain, top of the far circle. Shot and a glove save from Quinn Zeman. Less than a minute to play.
Now, watching Zeman in there, and I believe he's a junior, so he's definitely been out for a little bit. I don't know how much time he's had in net before, but good positioning. He seems pretty comfortable and confident, and when you're coming into a game when the team has already rolled up 3 or 4 quick goals, and they're firing as much as they are, his composure is something to be pretty impressed with.
35 seconds to play. Shot from Fountain. It's high, it's loose in front, and Zeman able to get on front as Ben Wiedholz was trying to get to that one. He's knocked down by 25. They share a little laugh there at the end, and that may just do it. We've got 20 seconds to play as the clock continues to run. We'll probably get one more face-off before the end of this game. The Panthers cruising to a 7-1 victory on the strength of a very, very excellent third period. 10 seconds to play as the puck's at the point. Fountain there, tries to chop it down. A stick comes loose. Poked forward one more time by Hudziak. 1 second to play. And there is the final horn. The Panthers, after struggling in the second period and looking a bit out of sorts, come out in the third period just perfect, for lack of a better word. They hang 5 on Stoughton in the final period, and they get the win 7-1.
Yeah, it was an impressive showing in that third period, and we had kind of talked that they were going to have to come out in this period and play like that, and they absolutely did. The concerning part, if you're the coach, is you can't afford in the playoffs to let your team or let any team get a free period. And the Vikings played one heck of a second period. They kept it interesting, and there was a couple times where they could have tied it up, but in the third, the Panthers just put it all out, and their quick movement, their creativity, and just the chemistry of that line was really the biggest difference, I think.
That first line, Adam Franken, 2 goals, 2 assists. Zach Roscos, 2 goals and an assist. Laszlo Oros, 2 goals and an assist. And then from the second line, Pat McCormick with a goal, Colton Ayers with the assist. Getting performance from a lot of different players in this game, and plenty of players who aren't on the score sheet but had great defensive games. I'm thinking of Nick Bryan. Joe Romer had a great game at forward, even though he didn't get one to fall, played really well. And that third period was very heartening to see, because like you said, second period a little bit off. It's great to see them be able to come out in the third and really correct that, change things up a little bit, and man, score 5 goals in 1 period.
Yeah, I mean, 15 seconds into the third period is when they started rolling. And you could tell maybe the last couple minutes they were pulling back a little bit. I expected to see Franken out there looking for a hat trick, but they didn't do that. So again, it's that character we talked about in the beginning, that this team I think is much different than say last year. But again, great performance by both teams, and the Panthers just showed why they can be so dangerous.
Alrighty, before we get going, 1 star from each team. Who do you like?
I'm going to pick something that's interesting, and I'm going to explain why. I'm going Zeman.
I somehow knew that would be it.
People who aren't goaltenders don't understand how difficult it is to get put in that position. Was he as good as Hellenbrand? No, you could tell Hellenbrand had a lot more of the fundamentals down. However, Zeman came in there and had to make some big saves. He had to go in cold, and I like to see that composure in a player, and so I'm going Zeman. On the other side, it's really no surprise. I'm going Franken. Watching him carry the puck, forget his goals. Just watching him carry the puck, he's got it on a string and just makes it do things that confuse and confound people. So Franken's my choice.
4-point game from Adam Franken, a great choice. And I agree with you on Zeman, and I'm going to compliment that with Hellenbrand for my pick from Stoughton. You know, he gave up a number of them, obviously, and that's why he ended up getting pulled. But that's one of those where you just pull him to try and make a change and get your team back into it. He had so many circus saves, especially in that second period, where we talked about how the Panthers had a bit of an off period. But if not for Carter Hellenbrand, it wouldn't have looked that way on the score sheet. They could have easily had 2 or 3 that he had to make incredible saves on. So I like Carter Hellenbrand. For the Panthers, I'm going to go with Zach Roscos. We talked at the top about leadership on the team, how it's changed over the years. You and I have been watching it. Roscos, the senior, he clearly does provide that leadership out there, and he is just an enormous talent and a generous one. A lot of hockey players with that kind of skill level, particularly at this level of play, I think can end up being a little selfish. Roscos, and that's why that Roscos, Oros, Franken line works so well. None of them are selfish, but Roscos in particular, always looking to dish it, played extremely well tonight.
Yeah, I can't argue with any of that. The Hellenbrand pull, I'm thinking the coach did it, was like, you've carried the game long enough, you're going to get a break. And Roscos is just that player you love to watch. He's a player you root for just because he does seem to have that heart, that character. So absolutely agree 100%.
Alrighty, folks, that's going to do it for us here, and this is going to be our final regular season broadcast of the season, at least for Dan and I. Depending on where the Panthers get in the playoffs, if they're able to get past Verona, we may be able to cover that 3rd round game. That's going to be a tall order, but it'll be Panthers against McFarland next week, Tuesday in McFarland. The winner of that game will take on Verona on Friday, and then after that, we'll see where things are. But if this is it for the season, it's been a ton of fun. Thank you so much for joining us on these broadcasts. For the last time in the regular season, for our cameraman and producer Peyton, my partner Dan Graychuk, my name is Zach Seeloff saying so long, take care of yourselves, and take care of somebody else. Good night, everybody.